Hello. I was going to go outside, but it's nice. It's really nice outside. A little bit humid. There's a little bit of humidity in the air, and I felt okay. But the heat. Anyways, I love the heat. I don't mind it, but I also like to be able to be by the beach if I'm by the heat. So, anyways, welcome everybody to Sunday Reset. I know my mugs, my coffee's gone through a lot today. Oh, wow. What a week. What a transformational week this last week has been. And quite a revival. So let's just take a moment and take a moment and just reflect on our week. Just take our hand and put it on our heart and our solar plexus. For me, it's just the squishy part just above my belly button. I'm taking a time and thanking for all that transpired for the week, releasing any attachments that no longer align with us. As we're going to step into a new week, bringing forth love, joy, and friendship, connection, and peace of mind. Yes. That's what we're going to bring in for the week. So, welcome everybody to the Sunday Reset. What is happening and what is going on? So, this isn't going to be a very long one. I just want to keep everything under 20 to 30 minutes when we are doing this, so we don't go over time and I don't lose anybody, especially people who watch the replay. So, come on in, grab your coffee, grab your tea, or whatever your elixir, whatever your brew is, come on in and join me, Mary June Tracy. So let's take a look and connect. As I said, this week has been quite a week for myself and a transformation. And in that meaning that it's a positive one. It's one that is allowing for a nice change to come in, a change that isn't built on craziness. It's one that is built on, of course, dog goes crazy, son comes in. I might have to move to the laundry room. So, and in doing this, and that's probably what I'll end up doing. So you're gonna have to follow me because as he comes in here, everything starts to get noisy. So come on with me. We're gonna go into the laundry room. Eddie just got home and oh well, I'm going into the laundry room because I don't want to be disturbed. So follow me as we walk through the house and into the laundry room. That's where we're going. We're going into the laundry room. Woo, whoa. Laundry room is chaos and chaotic because I'm doing laundry. But you don't see that part. You don't see the craziness. You don't see the chaos of my laundry room or the nuttiness. You only see from here up. Whoop. Now you get to look at the boobs and everything else. There we go. Okay. Come on in. Come on in to the craziness of the room as we do this. All right. Oh, but so welcome to the craziness as I moved into the laundry room. Yes, there's hockey stuff. There's golf clubs. There's a hot water tank. There's the laundry. The washing machine isn't going at this time. So, but that's okay. That's the whole thing. Is allowing yourself to move with the energies and move with the flow and don't get caught up on particulars. Don't get caught up on it anyways. Don't get caught up on little things. So couple things for today, and I did write this out. And let me see if I can find it. Hopefully it didn't. Because I got busy doing something else and totally okay, I didn't lose it. So there's a couple things. A lot of channeling has been happening for me. So a lot of stuff that I've been doing, I've had a lot of energies, a lot of information coming through me. So I've been writing it out. And as I'm writing things out lately, I've been just like bawling my fucking head off and just because it's just so much of things that I've been craving, things that I've been wanting to do and feeling it, right? Feeling this energy, feeling these transformations that are coming in and allowing this to come in, right? So this is I feel and I've been saying this is a quiet revolution. This energy that's coming in, it's a quiet revolution. There's so much that is out there that is drawing our attention, drawing us into the crazy, the chaotic. We just, the thing that just happened in the States, um, the war stuff, the government thing about the AI um, in olds. But I was, that's happening. And I was just listening to a realtor. Anyways, it's not really going through the center that they want to build. It sounds good. And that's the whole thing is that he was talking about this is the highlight reel. It sounds good. $10 billion, it's draws you in. It's like, well, what do you mean Alberta's going to be making $10 billion? What is that $10 billion? And of course, with such an extravagant amount of money, people are like, whoa, and then they freak out. But once you get into the nitty-gritty of it. You get into the information, you find out, okay, there's other things that are happening and things aren't going to move as fast. It's not going to be built overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. And that's where a lot of people get lost and they freak out. There's a lot of things that are still happening at the grassroots. That's where the revolution is. It's at the grassroots. Things can change. Things can move in directions that are unexpected that you don't even realize, and information can come in. So, as you come in and you feel all the energies from last week, allow yourself to feel it so you can release it because you want to release whatever no longer aligns with you and go forward and the energies and the vibrations because there's something new that's coming in and it's quietly arriving. We got Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and has been giving me a run for my money, but not in the usual way. This Mercury retrograde is not in the usual way. Yeah, there's some crazy things that have happened where, um, because I'll talk a little bit about letters from Mama G, but when people sign up and I don't get their address, well, I need your address to send out the letter, and then going through everything, going through all the receipts and everything, the information that's sent to me, and then I click off of it, walk away, go back, do the same thing, and then the address pops up for some strange reason. Anyways, little technology things like that have been going on. But not the other part that is like it hasn't been about, so much of that, of the missed appointments or the glitches. It's been asking me to slow down, right? Slow down, to trust the divine process and trusting in this divine process. And the divine, I'm calling it the divine algorithm. Getting on the divine algorithm and not the man made algorithm. Two different algorithms. And one is very easy to get on. We know which one that is. It's very easy to follow that, to go down it, to get all the highlights. But we don't want the spiritual fast food. That's the one thing is that there's so much spiritual fast food and stuff coming at you, and it's not good for you. I mean, it doesn't give you what you truly need, what your soul is craving. And So to stop and, to stop looking at that. And I love that phrase, spiritual fast food. I think it was, Mary, are the letters handwritten? They're not handwritten because if I'm doing 20 letters, I can't handwrite, or 50 letters. I can't handwrite 50 letters. There's a letter that is written for the month that I channeled down, and it's printed out on pretty paper. That's what it is. So it is a written letter from me. Yes. The stickers are designed by me. I'm not an artist though. So the stickers, I use different methods to design my stickers and the ideas that I'm doing. The bookmarks I'm creating from pressed flowers and doing pressed flowers in that. So because I'm trying to make a business, if I to write a hand letter, if I'm just writing a letter to you, definitely it's going to be handwritten. But if I'm writing 20 handwritten letters, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's not going to be done. It's not. And that's not what snail mail is all about. Snail mail is a it's a club, it's a gathering, and there's a different theme every month that that person designs. For me, it's August, it's a Caribbean month. Okay. And if people get, I mean, if okay, I hate to say, if people are offended that it's not handwritten, I think that's it's not plausible. Like I've seen women, I've seen some of these clubs, they have 5,000 subscribers. And if you get up to into like even more than 5, right? I don't know, I will sign them and stuff like that, the letters and things like that. I'll do a hand signature and stuff like that, but a lot of it is going to be printed out and doing the printing. So I don't know. Charlene, does that offend you? I'm just wondering if that offends you. If that is something that you is that what am I trying to say? Would that be a reason why you wouldn't join one of these things? Just curious, you know. The Snail Mail Club, what it is, what the letters from Mama G are letters from me. It's a letter from me. It's stickers that there's stickers in there. There's a bookmark, there's a recipe, there's a little ritual and things like that that is all printed out um, for each person. And it's coming through my mind and through my creativity. And when doing something like this and the time it takes to do some of this, definitely, like I know with Chateau Diaries, she signs everything, right? She'll sign all of it, right? No, not at all. I was just asking. Kyle asks, So is Kyle offended by that? That's the other, is Kyle offended by that? Does he expect somebody who has 50 subscribers for each letter to be all written out by hand? Is that an expectation? Just curious because I'm just wondering, when people ask me that question, I want to know why they're asking it. What direction does that question go to? This is where my mind goes, right? So when people ask me these questions, I want to know, well, what is your objective? What do you see? Like, what is that you would do, kind of thing? And just as a perspective, just as some insight. That's all. Because we live in a world that wants everything instantaneously. Um, and wants everything instantaneously. The thing is about doing the Sunday reset uh, is also to connect, to allow yourself to gather and come together. And so far, I think I have 10 people that have registered for the Sunday reset. And in doing the Sunday reset, I mean, for the letters from Mama G, I have about 10 people that have registered for it. And some people was not expecting. I have one person that signed up for a whole year. And I feel like what this is all about, this is about taking the time when you get a letter in the mail, of taking that time to read it. One of the reasons, and I feel even when I did the new moon readings, was I noticed that people had to read, right? It's different to hear it. Okay, when you hear something, it's same with audiobooks, right? It's different. It's easy to hear something. It's easy to watch a video. It's easy to hear a podcast or hear your book being read to you, which is I love audiobooks. But it's so different when you have to sit and actually take the time to read. In our society, in our way, that's, the spiritual fast food, as I was saying, to take the time to open something up, to read, that energy, that letter. And Steve and I were going through some recipes and stuff last night too. And some of the recipes that, that meant something to them, that some of the ones that he thought would be a good one to do or create. And so we did that. For me to do I did a Steve sticker. Doing the Steve sticker, it was from, it's a picture that we took of him, and then I had it reproduced um, online. And that's the whole thing. It's like this is also about utilizing the things that we do online, the things that we can create, and then creating that and having that as something that's tangible, if that makes any sense. Having something that's tangible is very important in today's world, in a world that has become so easy to click on something, just listen to it. But what I find, if you're not actually engaging in what you are listening to, you will not remember what was just read. It's just noise background. And I noticed that too with, doing say a video is very easy. Doing a video is very easy. I can channel it, the information comes through. Writing something out, and that's what I've been doing a lot lately, is writing things out and writing letters out. I just sent out an email, and that email it just came to me, and I started writing it out, and then formalizing it so it's in an email, so it looks somewhat professional, somewhat, good, but yet it has my energy, that whimsical energy that's within it. And I feel that with instant answer, instant healing, instant manifestation, instant enlightenment, our souls don't work that way. Our souls do not work that way. Our souls are meant to unfold. Our souls are meant to breathe, to take the time to engage. Anybody who's made sourdough will tell you that. you know getting to make the sourdough, or if people who've made kombucha, it takes a time, and it's called the mothering. It's called, that one part that you need in order to make your dough, to make your kombucha. It takes that time, that formula to create it, and it just doesn't happen overnight. So, one of the beautiful things, the things that I love to watch, Chateau Diaries, another one's called The Dollhouse. Watching these programs is enlightening, and it brings you back to simplicity. Not saying that they don't have drama in their life or craziness that happens. Not saying that there's there's not any disagreements or, craziness that happens in our life. I mean, she shows you on Chateau Diary, she'll show you like a flood in their kitchen where the sewer pipes backed up from, I don't know, from years, right? And their whole kitchen had to be renovated, had to be taken apart. And it moved from, okay, we were doing this project. Oh no, now we're doing this project where the whole kitchen had to be redone. Looking at that. And yeah, as she talked about it, and yes, it's like she's very peppy and up, and has that beautiful energy. But it was also her saying, yeah, I'm devastated. I'm sad. This is I'm not sure how we're going to do this. But it's her energy too of saying, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this. But even though she's not, say, spiritual or what have you, she allows for the divine algorithm to come through. Same with when the roof was coming in their what is it, a 17th century chapel. and the roof was caving in, and they got the structural guys in there and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, this is going to be huge amount of money." And then all of a sudden, one of her people who follow her mentioned, uh, "You know what? Why don't you somebody buys one of the stars, because the stars on the ceiling of the chapel have different stars. They have bigger stars and smaller stars and stuff. It's beautiful, right? And they're actually gold foiled, right? Originally, that's how they were painted on there. And through that, she gathered, and they even did a map of where everybody's star is, up there on the ceiling. So it's the simplicity of the family, the friends, the love, the life, and the joy. And even though with the dollhouse, like, she loves the things from the 40s and the 50s, and that way of life. And she doesn't take away that in that era that there was some horrible things. They had to go to the bomb shelter. They had to make sure that they covered their windows, that no light could come through, for the bombings. There was loss, there was uncertainty. People struggled, yet people came together. Um, One of the beautiful stories I just and this is from the Chateau Diaries. This is from her mother, when her and her husband, her first husband, who's now passed away, um, they got their first place was they lived in a caravan, and they saved up all the money they could to get a deposit on a house, and they got a house. Everything went into this house, but they had no furniture, nothing. And her mommy said, that's what we call her mommy, came, and she said that in the middle of the night, people would knock on the door and asked, "Is everything okay? Because we haven't seen any um, moving trucks. Do you need anything?" And all they had was a mattress on the floor. And she said, "Oh, yeah, we do." She allowed for people to be invited to help her, right? That humility. And in the middle of the night, and that's what people did. And the reason why they did it in the middle of the night, you got to love the British people, is that so it didn't embarrass them, right? That people were helping them out and stuff like that. So, very beautiful story. This is what I feel this energy is. It's allowing, we're craving it. It's not about perfection, it's not escapism, it's connection, and coming into that connection. And in a world of endless scrolling and highlight reels, I've been longing for something slower, especially since what happened in January. And I was just sort of I feel like thrown out into the wilderness, right? And you want something of substance. You want something that you can breathe, something that can bring that energy back to us. And maybe that's why every time I talk about this new journey, I get emotional. And I've never gotten emotional about anything like this before, except the Journey Club, which was quite some time ago. But this is a different one. This is, I feel, the very grassroots and the revolutionary energy of choosing connection over consumption, choosing something that's simple. And I think it'd be very cool to open up something and you receive a beautiful letter that that is written of the energies, telling you about some of the things that are going through. It'll be like personal. It's not just random. It's something that's personal. That of maybe some of the struggles that happen uh, to me during the month, and some of the beautiful miracles that did pop up. Miracles are small; they're not gigantic. So bringing that connection in, and community over isolation. This is where this could lead to so many other things. And I feel like even with the Sunday reset, even though I get two people, I started off with five, I only have two left that are watching this. It's coming into that connection, right? And allowing for that connection to happen. On average, my Sunday reset, through the algorithm, I get an average of 15 people, 13 to 15 people that end up watching my Sunday reset. It's not a lot. But I still show up. I still do it because I feel it's something that needs to be done, right? I feel it's something that needs to grow. Doing the snail mail, I want this to grow. I want it to grow. I want it to be something that is not just 10 people or 50 people. I'm wanting hundreds. I'm wanting thousands. I want to reach out to more, but it takes one step at a time. It's a slow building, building block. And it's something that I feel with my energy can easily be done. It's something that I feel that can be really connected because it's not where the moon readings, like the moon readings, doing readings for other people, fine. I can do that. That's great. I can do it. Moon readings take me quite a long time to do. That's why I won't go over 10 readings. And I'm feeling like, okay, but I want to reach more than just 10 people. I want to reach more than just, my beautiful people that I do have. I want to take this and expand it further. I started my Patreon page and I thought it was a great idea. It's wonderful. It's, the $5 experiment. Still doing it. I have one person, Christy, who's there. That's it. Nobody else signed up. Will I continue that? I don't know. I don't know if I will continue that because it's like it's another thing I'd have to put my energy in when I'm being pulled over here. And being a projector, I can't when I have too many things on the go, it burns me out. So we'll see how everything goes. I'm going to give it another month. If I don't get more subscribers into the Patreon, I'll have to shut it down again. It's just one of those things. It's fine. I tried it. It didn't work. People won't continue to be billed. So it's fine. Have I been paid from the Patreon? No. No, I haven't. I haven't. Not at all. Um Whenever that comes in, which is a total of maybe less than $9, right? So, you know, it'll be the $5 that goes into the bank, you know. But that's the whole thing. This is where with Venus has entered Virgo. And in the background, we have a rare cradle pattern forming in the heavens. To me, it feels like the sky is weaving together threads that have been separate for a very long time, not forcing change, but inviting it. And that's coming into your personal life. Dramatic changes in the world? Mm, what I can see, yes. How we partake in them is a different matter. That's the thing. I mean, we can get out, like you can go down a rabbit hole with what just happened in the States. And I'm not going to go any further about it, but I mean, is that affecting my spiritual journey? No, it's not. Is that coming into my divine algorithm? No, it's not. It comes into the muggle algorithm, definitely, definitely. I'm on my way to church this morning. Beautiful. What church are you going to? Um, and then this is where also with the Mercury retrograde asks us to reflect before we react. Venus in Virgo reminds us that love is often found in the smallest acts of care. And Neptune retrograde is the gentle that clears away illusions. Pluto retrograde continues revealing what can no longer remain hidden. And this cradle is forming in the sky. I don't see it as something to fear, I see it as an invitation to create a different way of living, a quieter way, a kinder way, a more connection way. I believe we're standing at the beginning of social awakening, huge social awakening. Not because everyone will suddenly agree, but because more people are beginning to ask deeper questions, right? The Greek Orthodox, 6 months since my father passed. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Um, what a beautiful connection. I love the Greek Orthodox. I love they got a lot of beautiful traditions too. So having that connection, that community and celebration of life, right? And that's the whole thing with the passing of your father-in-law. 6 months. Wow. Whew. So we want the authenticity, right? They are beginning to realize the success without connection feels empty. That information without wisdom leaves us hungry. The spirituality without embodiment changes the very little, right? So if we're not embodied, if we're not connected, very little changes. And maybe this new moon isn't asking us to become someone new. Maybe it's asking us to remember who we've been all along. That truth of ourselves. Our soul knows it. Our soul connects with that. Our soul is trying to lead us, but we get hung up on the muggle algorithm. And when you get hung up on the muggle algorithm, you can get lost. When you step over to the divine algorithm, it's leading you to notice things, to be inspired, to create, to get curious. Uranus and Gemini, get curious, open up new doors, allow yourself to go to church if you want to go to church. Maybe go to different churches and see what that's all about. Maybe it's starting something that you never thought you would start or engage in or study, right? Because there's many different belief systems, many different dogmas, many different methodologies, and I feel like that's what we need to do. Be open, learn, understand. You may not agree with it. That's okay. You can bless it, right? And start the blessing. So today we gather, we breathe, we pray, and we reflect. We reflect on the energies, we reflect on, the astrology. And, let's create a little pocket of peace together, because revolution doesn't always begin with the loud voices. Sometimes they begin with people quietly choosing a different way to live. And that's where I welcome this. And I welcome this Sunday reset. I welcome each and every one of you here. And when I wrote and when I start going into letters from Mama G, I can feel the grassroots. And somebody asked me years ago, well, what's grassroots? And grassroots is each of us starting something very simple, something that feels maybe something mundane that grows into something more beautiful. And here's um in the springtime, um being from Penticton, there used to be a lot of cottonwood trees, right? And the cottonwood trees are, in the springtime, there's white fluff that goes everywhere, right? And all these white fluffs. And it flies everywhere. It gets on your screens, it gets on your, you know, it gets everywhere. You open the door sometimes, it's like blows in. You find it when if you turn on your little fan in your car, all of a sudden all of this white stuff starts coming out. So, but the reason I'm bringing that up is like, it's the thing about the cottonwood tree. It produces over 1 million plus of seeds flying over, and less than 1% actually set root from that mother tree to grow into a beautiful cottonwood tree. And I feel like that's what, is happening right now. There's loads of seeds being spread out there and whatever, and I am just one of them that is coming here to set down some roots, coming here to create something that is deep and meaningful and different. And I don't think it's by accident. The letters, the Sunday reset, the $5 challenge, the bus rides, the thrift stores, adventures, they're all a part of the same story now, not separate projects, but one quiet revolution. And I think people are going to feel that. I feel people are going to connect with that. And joining this, I feel it's not my usual thing. It's not what I've done before. It's something that I feel we'll see how long how far it takes. and where it takes me. Maybe there might be a gathering, maybe there might be a retreat, maybe we're going to go down to Costa Rica and see Christy and join her and say, hey, let's have a retreat down in Costa Rica. Who knows where this will lead us? This might lead us to doing tiny little backyard markets. I've done that before, right? To do a little market in your backyard. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but I used to, try to do a weekly market in my backyard and create that. That's where this energy is. And that's where I feel what the energy is for this week. And we got to step into this openly. And we got to step in this in a way that, and the word gingerly too comes in, stepping into this gingerly, stepping into this in a way that is not like anything else that we've stepped into before. So the quietness is there. I feel the energy's there for it to happen. I never realized how many people around the world actually do snail mail. I really had no idea. But that means that there's room for growth. And some of these young girls who are doing it um, are beautiful artists that do these beautiful art pieces. And there are people in Canada that are doing it that have set it up and have done very successful at it. And I think that's also because Canada is very vast. And even though there's, less people living here than there is in California, uh, people want the connection. People want to connect. People want to be there and to be a part of something, right? One of the I would just want to show. I just have to share this. I don't want to take up any more of anybody's time, but there is uh, one of the stickers that I created and did, and I'm so proud of it. And I did this with taking a picture that we had of Steve, and I just want to share it with you because I think it's so cool. My mom and I send mail from Calgary to Costa Rica. It takes 5 weeks going from here to there. It's costly, $27 Canadian to mail mom a tiny journal. Oh, it is so nice to feel the pen where she wrote and feel the connection. Yeah. International for a 1 ounce letter, what I've researched is about 375 to send it out. So, if you're sending packages, definitely it would be a lot more. Like if you're sending out like a journal, because it's a lot heavier. Yeah. So, with the research that I've done, on average, a letter in Canada can be, I think, oh my God, now my brain just went blank. I think it's a dollar something to send something in Canada. So, anyways, the cost for starting out, that's one of the bigger costs. Then, of course, there's the printing and everything else that comes along with it. $1.35. Um, yeah, $1.35 per letter. And you can buy stamps and you can buy international stamps, and that's what I found out. That's, part of my thing that I'm looking into is I can buy these stamps, and then because I want to have nice envelopes. I don't want I know people have mentioned, to do envelopes that are yeah, 375. So $4 Canadian. Um I want to have nice envelopes. I have a certain size that I'm looking at, so everything fits in really nicely and folds up very nicely in a little package. Um, and doing that right now with only 10 people. So it's very simple. But my goal is by the 20th, I want 50 people. That's my goal. I'm putting that out there. Whether that happen, if it's more, beautiful. If it's less, beautiful. It'll be what it is. But that's where I want to go. I want to break that energy. I want to break it and go forward with it, because this, I feel it. I feel it. So let me just share the one picture that they did up. for me. Isn't that cute? Ah, so that was taken. That I know people probably have never seen my husband um, back when my kids were little. Steve had hair, and Steve was a very big man. He wasn't little. Now he's a smaller man than what he was when we got married. Um, and that's from not only his diabetes, but his stroke and everything else that he's gone through. But back in the day, he was a big guy. So anyways, that's why this picture. He loved it. He okayed it. He thought it was very cool and doing that. So on the recipe cards, I'm wanting to have a caricature of Steve on the recipe card. So different ideas have come in with that of him being on there, so he's a part of it. And that's the same thing as I want to do a caricature of for my son who's going to create the music and do the music because I'm going to do a Spotify list each month. And I want him to give me a list of different music so I can do that. And it'll, Owen's choice. And he can even throw in one of his songs in there if he wants. So that's that kind of thing I want to do and get the family involved. So there's a little bit of, something going on. And then of course my pictures of flowers and things like that, and doing that as well. So that's part of it. And I will be talking about this a lot. You're going to hear me. And I know sometimes I feel in talking about it, and people are like, oh my God, she's talking about it again. Sorry. It's just part of my life right now. This is part, I didn't even think I was going to be doing this. I didn't even know there was such a thing. Right. So it's here, it's happening, and I even have a theme for next month, for September, which is kind of it's yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Of course for October, like I've already set up themes for every month, all the way up to February. So I have I have different themes that are coming in. Um, of downloads of different information of doing, okay, what about this, what about this, what about this, and so writing it out, kind of like journaling it and stuff like that. So done my research on if I if things grow, on how to outsource stickers and get the stickers made, and to outsourcing postcards and getting the postcards made, and doing things like the rituals and stuff like that, and journal prompts. So that's where I'm at, baby. So today I want you guys to take a little bit of time just to breathe and connect. Get outside, put your feet in the on the grass. Take some deep breaths and breathe. And know that you are all divine beings on a divine walk, and allowing yourself to embrace the divineness of the world around you. So, have a blessed one, and share, subscribe, like, share this video out. Please share it out. Tell people about my snail mail. Tell people about this so I can grow my business. So I can grow. The more I grow, the more I can do things, the more I can actually keep my lights on. That's a big thing right now. We're trying to raise enough money so I can keep my lights on. That's what we're doing right now. Then to keep the internet going, then to keep, because right now Steve and I are only on very small pittance, that just pays our rent. And we've been blessed that somebody brought us food this week. Last week, someone brought us food, helped to fill up our freezer. Thank you and blessings to them. And then we had someone who brought in um, some other things like we needed, that we need, right? So blessings like that have been such blessings. I don't. those are part of the struggles that Steve and I have because I'm not working. I'm not, I'm not having an income um anymore. It's just this. This is what I'm doing. My business, creating something, and I want to create something that's tangible. Anyways, I got to go. I've spent too much time for you guys and for you being here. I'm here. I'm hugging this. I'm hugging this. So I want you guys to have a blessed day. And I'm going to go back to cutting out my stickers and designing and making some bookmarks. Blessings. Bye bye.